By next month, Elena will be 6 months old and will be commencing her on solids. It's important that some activities are introduced to these children so you don't get surprised or get disappointed when you finally commence them on solids. It's not enough to just learn in the process when you start your baby on solids. It's important to put certain activities in place. I'll be illustrating some of the activities in this video. But first off, I started with reading my baby cookbook, which has been helping other moms. It contains tips and tricks that helps a lot of mothers and also helps Ethan, that's my first child, when we introduced him on solid. This is a cookbook, amazing stuff. So after coupling the whole high chair, this is Eliana familiarizing herself with it because most times it's not enough to just, give them this high chair or place them on their feeding chair. Sometimes it can be too much of a stimulation for these children. The first day you're starting solace is not the day you should just, put them on that chair, give them food. For some babies, they go right ahead and they accept it. But for some babies, it may become too much of a stimulation for them and may become and can make them anxious. This is me intentionally eating my rice and stew in her presence, so she's not comfortable. This is Ethan showing her some pages in his book of some fruits that she should get used to or get familiar with before we eventually commence her on solids. Placing toys in her front, from the toys we're transiting into some solids. I started with carrot. This is just for her to just get familiar with some items so that on the day of you starting solid, she's not just surprised. These are some of the activities that are so important when you want to commence a child on solids. So that on that day of introducing solids, you're not just putting so many things in their front and which can make them anxious. Of course, some babies can just go right ahead and accept these things, but for some babies, it can be too much of a stimulation, and this can make them cranky, can make them anxious, can make them cry. I'm very uncomfortable. So these are some of the activities we're putting in place so she's familiar with these things before eventually commencing her on solid. And of course, more tips and tricks are coming on our baby page, Babies and Solids, and on Elena's page as well. Carrying out some of these activities for the past 1 month before she eventually starts solid next month. So she's not eating any of them yet until she finally commences solid. These are activities that will just expose her to these things so that when she eventually commences solid, this will not be the first time she's exposed to these things. So if you're a mom trying to introduce your baby on solid, as much as you can, start introducing your baby to some of these activities. It will prime them and to prepare them ahead. So see you in our next post. Bye.